Hello, good morning, Kyle.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. We will open our session with an opening question, and then we will roll straight into Q&A with the media who are here with us this morning. Kyle, you were with a new team and a new crew chief in 2021. Tell us about the adjustment to Hendrick Motorsports.
I don't know. I guess there really hasn't been much of an adjustment just because I've kind of been out of the race car, NASCAR Cup car for so long. So I guess the biggest adjustment is just getting the cockpit right and trying to really, even though we have measurements and stuff from when I was in the 42 car, just trying to really remember if, because now things don't maybe feel the same because I've been out of a car for so long and my body's kind of gotten accustomed to sitting upright in a sprint car or midget. And so getting in the cockpit and trying to remember like, okay, the shifter feels normal there, or my pedal distance feels right or doesn't. The throttle and brake geometry and stuff like that, I think has probably been the thing to try and kind of, like I said, the toughest part to remember on if that's comfortable or not.
Okay, we'll go straight to questions. We'll take as many questions as we can in our allotted time. And to kick us off, we will go to Mark Garrow with PRN. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you. Good morning, Kyle. Kyle, this country is built on second chances and giving people the second chance. And I'm glad you're getting yours. And I just wanted to know how you feel about that second chance as you're on the eve of starting the season.
Yeah, I feel extremely grateful. And because I really never thought that I would get another chance to race in NASCAR, and I kind of accepted that throughout the middle of last year, and kind of tried to shift my focus towards what's ahead in my new life of racing a bunch and driving up and down the road and stuff like that, and trying to figure out how that'll be with my family, my kids once they start school. So yeah, no, I'm like I said, grateful for my opportunity that Mr. H has given me, and it's pretty unbelievable, and I'm very thankful, and I hope to do a good job for everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, all my sponsors, and just do a good job on and off the track, to really take advantage of this second chance that I probably may not have deserved.
And you obviously don't have anything to prove in a lot of ways because of the performances you've had on the racetrack, but do you feel at all like you have something to prove either on or off the track or anything going into this season?
I don't know. I mean, I think with the success I had in the dirt stuff last year, winning 46 times, I'd like to be able to come back to NASCAR and be with a amazing organization who just won the championship, and go out there and be strong and win a lot of races too. I had a 50% win percentage last year. I know that's probably impossible to ever have in NASCAR, but I'd like to be competitive each week and win a lot of races and hopefully contend for the championship. And then like I said, also I think I do have a lot to prove off the racetrack, and showing people who I really am, and showing people the good person that I know I am. So yeah, I think there is definitely a lot that I need to prove on and off the racetrack. So I'm looking forward to getting that started here in a few days.
Again, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Jenna Fryer. Go ahead, Jenna.
Hey, Kyle. How do you feel with getting ready to get into Daytona tomorrow? Is it like first day of school? Are you nervous at all, or are you at ease?
I don't know. I think I'm just really excited. These last few weeks, I feel like time has flown by for me. Up until these last 2 or 3 weeks, it's felt like forever to get down to Daytona. I drove my bus down yesterday, and was just excited to get to that day. Get to I guess Sunday to drive it, and because I felt like once I got down here, things would start moving a little bit quicker again. So I'm just ready to get going. It's been so long since I've been in a cup car, and now that I'm with a great team, it's just a lot that I'm excited about. I'm excited to get on the track and get racing and competing and getting to work with a bunch of new guys. When I was at Ganassi, our team changed a little bit. There's a few different people on once Chad Johnson came, but for the most part, that was the same group of people that I worked with since 2014. So just excited about a fresh take on things and getting competing and hopefully doing a good job.
You and Bubba are both in the spotlight this year, and for two different reasons, but both about race. How are things with you and Bubba, and what do you think that will be like this year?
Yeah, I think Bubba and I are good. It's funny you asked that. I actually just before I walked in here, I was texting with him, asking him about what gaming console to get, whether to get an Xbox or a PlayStation for my bus, and he was texting us about golf last night. So yeah, everything is fine with Bubba and I, and I'm excited to get on track with him. We're each in really good equipment now, and I'm sure we'll be battling each other a lot. So I think the two of us probably in ways look forward to leading NASCAR in this transformation.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we will take our next question from Jordan Bianchi. Go ahead, Jordan.
Kyle, wondering how the relationship with Cliff Daniels is kind of developing. How you guys working on your chemistry? How are you working on your chemistry? And have you guys done anything outside of just typical stuff at the shop or anything like that?
Yeah, Cliff is. It's been great to work with him. He's super driven, and perfectionist, and holds everybody to high standards. So it's been great to work with him and seeing how on top of everything he is. I've never really been around Chad Canals as a crew chief, but I've always heard that Cliff is kind of like a mini Chad. So I think we all know the success that Chad's had in NASCAR. So I hope Cliff and I can build a resume like that. I'm confident that we can. Jimmy had really fast race cars last year, so we should be good. And yeah, our chemistry is great so far. He's been to a handful of my dirt races throughout the off season. We did some kind of team building stuff last week or 2 weeks ago with the team and the pit crew and everybody. So it's good to get to know everybody and finally, I guess, kind of get to see everybody on my team without their masks on, socially distanced in a big conference center over close to the race shop. So it was good, and yeah, I look forward to building a friendship, even better friendship with Cliff and everybody on the team.
Is he more of a taskmaster than you've been accustomed to as a crew chief?
Sorry, repeat that.
Is he more of a taskmaster?
I don't know. I think if you're a cup crew chief, you have to be a taskmaster. Maybe he takes it to another level, but Chris Heroy and Chad Johnson, they were both two amazing crew chiefs, but every crew chief is different. And Cliff kind of brings a different attitude, I guess, and personality that I probably have never worked with as a crew chief. So that's something I'm excited about, to work with somebody that's totally different and kind of broaden my ability as a driver and learn a lot off of him.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Kyle. I was curious what your approach is going to be to social media. Are you going to be active on it? Are you going to read stuff? Do you feel like you need to read stuff on there? Just what is your approach going to be?
I don't know. I guess see how things are going. I've kind of I've kind of not stepped away from social media, but a little more silent, I guess, on it. For the last 10 months or so, and I actually like that. I get to spend more time, with doing other things and more important things than burying my face into my phone. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, when things are even in dirt stuff this year, when everything was going, I was winning a lot. So yeah, I mean, I want to win, or I want to read all the good things. But if I had a bad race or crash or something, I'd stay off, because I know that's when people come out and say things. So I feel like over the years, not just this past year, but over the years, I've gotten good at not good. I don't even know if it's the right word, but I've learned to just stay away from it or stay away from reading things when stuff's not going good. So, I guess I don't plan on reading a whole lot, but yeah, I mean, I know I'll try and slowly probably get more into it and show the fans my personality again.
And on that, do you feel like you're going to need to start like speaking up on social issues and that type of thing?
I'm sure when those things present themselves, yeah, I could put my voice out there. But yeah, I mean, you don't really know until that day comes.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Claire B. Lang. Go ahead, Claire.
Thank you. Well, it's good to see you again. And when we get racing at Daytona, a lot will not be any different, and some will. When you strap in to qualify, you'll be jumping into the car to qualify, right? What's your normal mode for that? And how do you feel about doing that once you get to that point?
I don't know. There's a lot that I think that's changed, since I haven't been in the sport. I feel like I'm the one guy who hasn't been a part of any of these, the new COVID era of NASCAR. I don't even know where to go get COVID screenings and things like that to get, a sticker to get in the infield. And so I'm more worried about all that stuff than actually getting in the car and, I guess, remembering how to shift and things like that. But I guess mindset for qualifying and that stuff is I've known, and this isn't a knock at Ganassi, but because we put more focus into the race cars, but I've always known going into qualifying that I wouldn't have a shot at the pole. So this year, I feel like I've got a shot at the pole. So I've really tried to look at data and kind of see if people run different lines and things like that make up any speed difference or distance differences. So if it really matters. So yeah, I guess I put more of a focus into qualifying than I ever had to at Daytona, because I would definitely love to get the pole for the 500.
Does that put more pressure on it? Because drivers always say, oh, it's just Daytona 500 qualifying. But hearing you say that, I think, does that put more pressure on it? Because drivers and crew chiefs kind of get more serious when they know they got a shot at it,
Yeah, I think it puts a little bit more pressure on it, because you want to be perfect. If there's a small window of beating the few other guys that probably have a shot at the pole. So you want to hit your shifts perfect. You want to just do everything right. Leave from a stop. When you leave pit road, you want to be perfect. So yeah, I think it puts a little bit more pressure on you as a driver just to not screw anything up, to you put yourself on that front row. Because if you put yourself on the front row, you can kind of relax throughout those duels, and you'll learn some things early in it, and and then if you fall back, you can kind of just be careful to save your race car. So yeah, I want to do a good job and do my job to get the pole.
Well, have fun and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Michelle Martinelli. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, Kyle. Last year, you volunteered in Minneapolis and worked with the Urban Youth Racing School, and you fundraised on social media this winter. I was wondering, do you plan to continue that work and your education about race-related issues during this NASCAR season? And have you thought about encouraging your teammates or the team at large to join in with you?
Yeah, definitely. I had a good time and learned a lot with everything that I did last year, but getting to meet great people like Tony Sane and Jackie Joyner Kersey, all the people that I met throughout the year, and getting to continue working with the Urban Youth Racing School was great, and building a friendship, a deeper friendship with Anthony and Michelle and the kids there. So yeah, I plan on continuing to do that this year. And right now I'm kind of in the middle of working on starting a foundation and trying to work out the specifics and the details of that. So there's a lot of things that I'm excited about and that I'm going to continue to do. And yeah, for sure, I think the team members, Mr. Hendrick especially, is all on board with anything that I am going to do. So yeah, it's great to have people that have my support, have my back, and want to be joined together with me.
You're still working on the specifics of that foundation, but do you know if it'll have a focus, or do you have that laid out yet?
Like I said, still trying to work out all the exact details. Because it's I want it to be something that's personal to me, and obviously everything that I went through last year is very personal to me. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. I've never had my own foundation. I've been to a lot of other events and things like that throughout my career in NASCAR, and take bits and pieces from everyone that I've been to, and just try and make an impact.
Thank you.
Okay, we will take our next question from Lee Spencer. Go ahead, Lee.
Thank you. Good morning, Kyle, and thank you for joining us. Wondering if you're still working with Josh Wise as far as your workout routine.
Yeah, I still work with Josh. He's amazing. So it's weird. I still go to work every day at Ganassi every morning because that's where his gym is. But so it's a little bit weird. But yeah, it's cool too. Josh his company, or whatever you want to call it, has grown so much in the last year, and he's doing an amazing job with it, with all the drivers that he works with, and it's fun to kind of be competitive with everybody in there and push yourselves to be better.
And I'm curious, when NASCAR announced that they were going to put dirt at Bristol, did you circle it on your calendar for not just NASCAR but for World of Outlaws, because there doesn't seem to be a conflict with Talladega, because Talladega is not until Sunday, and that's really the earliest you all need to be there.
Yeah, it's definitely a race that I look forward to running, just because of really the uniqueness of it, and there'll be a lot of eyes on that event. You want to be the first to win the NASCAR race there, but and I'm also excited to race other forms of race cars there. I don't know if I'll be able to do the Outlaw race there yet. I'd like to. I'm definitely going to do the late model race the week before the Cup race. So I'm excited about that, and cool that Bristol's doing it and bringing grassroots racing also to the racetrack. I think there's like over 1,000 cars entered or something between the however many classes of cars they have, like 4 or 5 divisions the week before. So it's cool what they're doing, and I hope I can at least win something there.
Do you have any idea what the challenges might be? Clearly none of us will know until there's actually dirt down on the track, but what do you anticipate, given your extensive dirt knowledge, what the challenges will be for the drivers, whether they've raced dirt or not?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all really unknown until we all get there. I don't believe it to be, obviously a Cup car is like 2,000 more pounds than the race cars I'm used to running, and have 200 less horsepower. So yes, I've got Bell, and I've got a lot of dirt experience, but I don't really believe it to be that beneficial to us in a stock car because it's so different. So, and two, we've all been to Bristol, that time of year, and it rains all the time. So I have no clue how the track's going to be. It could be hard and slick, or hard and rubber down in one lane, or it could rain and it could be heavy and rough, and we're ripping the noses off the cars and all that. Honestly, I hope it does get a little bit rough because I think that'll add some characteristics to the track and open up some different lanes and things like that. So I don't know what to expect though. I can't wait for that event in I guess the week before. I'll get some laps and get an idea of kind of how the surface is, and then I can go talk to our team.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Heather Williams. Go ahead, Heather.
Sorry, couldn't get the unmute off. Hey, Kyle. I was just wondering, I wanted to follow up on Mark's question a little bit. In the time this summer where you didn't know what your future was going to be with NASCAR, how hard was that? And how much did racing your dirt cars, how much did that help you kind of, I guess, get through that time period?
Yeah, there was, a lot of, I guess, thoughts on, like I said, my life going forward, throughout the summer. But, I was kind of at peace with that. Dirt racing has always been something that I could go back to whenever I've been, had a rough stretch of things in NASCAR, and kind of turn my confidence around and get my attitude, going in the right direction. And that's kind of what this past year, of getting back to race sprint cars and midgets and even the late model stuff kind of helped me do. And two, I had, my best season ever in a race car. So whenever you're winning, that's always helping things. So, yeah, it's like I said, I didn't know if I would have an opportunity to race in NASCAR, but I was trying to do everything I could on and off the racetrack throughout last year to try and get that opportunity. And I'm thankful that Mr. Hendrick saw the work that I was putting in, and picked up the phone to getting me to get hired on at their race team. So yeah, it was a tough year for sure, but I grew as a person and grew as a race car driver, and now I look forward to putting everything together this year and being a great person and a great race car driver.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Jerry Jordan. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey, Kyle, I wanted to play off Lee's questions a little bit, because going into Bristol, you are the favorite, according to anybody who talks on social media or even the Vegas odds makers. Is there any extra pressure for you, or do you look at it as kind of another challenge?
I don't know. I don't really look at it one way or the other. Honestly, I kind of just look at it as another race. I put a lot of emphasis into every race that's upcoming, and it'll be no different at Bristol. So I don't think that as of right now, as we sit in February or whatever, I don't put any extra pressure on myself going there. But I'm sure as we get within a week or two of that event, yeah, maybe I'll put more pressure on myself. But like I said, I'm not going to prepare any differently. So like I said, being a dirt racer, maybe I'm just trying to downplay it, but I don't think that myself or Bell or Ricky or whoever the other dirt guys are in the field aren't going to have like a huge advantage over everybody. I really believe that, if the weather cooperates and things like that, we don't have rain and stuff, it's going to be smooth, rubber down, one lane, kind of like a pavement race. And so I don't think that the running order is going to look much different than a normal race weekend at any other racetrack or any other oval. So, but I also don't know, because we haven't been there yet. So I could be totally wrong, and I hope I am. I hope I'm way wrong, and I go out there and dominate practice, dominate qualifying, I don't know if we qualify, but dominate every time I hit the track. And I hope I have an advantage over everybody, but I don't think it's going to be that big.
Thank you, man.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Kyle McFadden with Speed Sport. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey.
You enamored dirt fans last year and seemed to bring lots of your NASCAR fans to the dirt side of things. Now, how do you continue to marry your fan bases? Where do you take that from here, since there seems to be such a divide between NASCAR fans and dirt fans?
I don't know. I don't really think there's a divide. I just don't, people, I think NASCAR fans just are very passionate about NASCAR racing, and, or some NASCAR fans are very passionate about NASCAR racing, and that's what they love to watch. And that's what they care about. So, I think I was able to kind of bring some people to the dirt side of things last year, and I think dirt fans are now excited to see me back in the seat on Sundays. So I think just me being back in NASCAR kind of builds the fan base back up in all forms that I compete in. Anyways, I think me dabbling into the late model world too has built my fan base up a bunch, and I think drug thousands of race fans back to watching NASCAR if they hadn't already. So I think I get excited about that as a driver who feels like I'm doing something good for the sport of racing, and not really having to do anything other than just race and win races to do it. So I definitely think my fan base has grown a lot, just from me being able to win a lot last year, and like I said, dabble in new forms of racing. So I hope all those fans that watch me on the dirt tracks will now watch me on their TV screens at home, and just build racing all around.
Thanks, Kyle.
Okay, we're going to take one final question from Deb Williams. Go ahead, Deb.
Thank you, Amanda. Good morning, Kyle. It's nice to see you again.
Hi.
Hey, how did your experiences last year change you in your father role and in the way you parent your children?
Yeah, I think, just everything that I've learned, throughout last year's, I've been able to put into my parenting and really being just a overall good person, whether it be, a parent, a friend, a husband, a son, whatever. I feel like, I'm better all around. I've got, I can, with my children, my daughter, she's really young, but Owen, he's crazy, but you're always trying to teach him respect and really taking it serious, rather than just saying thank you, but really meaning it and things like that. And when they're a kid, they treat everybody equally.
Mhm.
Children do, but it's just, I think as they grow up, continuing to make them, or not make them, but let them know that you need to treat everybody equally. So I look forward to that, as they get older, my children. Like I said, they're both really young. It's
Mhm.
hard to really teach them about what I did and said and then went through to get better. Yeah, he just turned 6. So I think he's probably got a couple more years until he can really grasp everything that went on last year. And I look forward to that day of teaching them about it. So it's being a parent is a very rewarding thing, and I think I'll be rewarded as I see them grow up and learn from me and what I did.
Thank you. Have a good season.
Thank you.
Kyle, thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you the best of luck in the Daytona 500 on Sunday.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.